All right, let's talk about quail feeders. I've used these before. It's the best way because quail is so nasty. All you do is take a 1 1/4 inch paddle bit, you can see right here, and drill these holes. I got these are called shoe boxes, plastic shoe boxes. I got these at Lowe's for like $2 a piece. They are Project Source, 6-quart storage. We call them shoe boxes because they're about the size of a shoe box. But I've used them. The only bad thing about this is you can only put a couple scoops of feed in. When I used them before, and I'm going to try and make a wooden diverter, put it up here and make it go down in the middle, make it like V-shaped, so the feed comes out down there, and maybe I can get this full, and if it works good, that'll be great. With these big pins, I could actually get a bigger one. That way they don't run out of feed if they're not making a mess. I did order some of the little plastic inserts that you put in here that people 3D print. They just haven't come in yet. And I said that I wanted to try that because if I can try this and it'll work, then anybody can go to Lowe's or somewhere and get some 1x4s or something like that and do. But I wanted to give you an update on that, and I'm fixing to go up to the sawmill where all my woodwork stuff is and see if I can't come up with something for it. And I'll bring you back in a little while. All right, my plan worked. It wasn't as bad as I thought it might be. What I did was I just had these cut-offs from building a shoot house. They're about 2 inches or so. I didn't really measure them. In my box, I cut my boards 10 3/4 long, and I put them in at a pretty steep angle, as you can tell. I did not measure anything. That's, an inch or so from the bottom. And I just put one 10 screw in there and angled it, and the feed looks pretty good in there. I don't think it'll pile up too bad. I was able to put I got them big like horse feed scoops or whatever you want to call them. They're just feed scoops, but I call them horse feed scoops. But it's like 4 quarts roughly by that in there. 2 quarts, barely put it in there, and then the second 2 quarts filled up the top. If you really wanted to, you could probably come and get you a little piece of board, or you could probably cut these sides at a 45 a little bit and let that angle over more. I'm not worried about it. That should be plenty of food for 2 or 3 days, I would think. Depending on the number of quail you got, of course. But I mean, if you're just keeping, say, 10 quail in there, I would think that would last 2 days easy. But I wish I'd have thought about this when I had quail years ago, because I made the same feeders like this, and I know they work, but doing it like that, I could only put feed up to the bottom, or of course it'd pour out, which I got to where I could pour it in the middle, pile it up a little bit. But I think this will work pretty good. And then if you come out here every day and you just put, a quart or 2 in there, it'll be good. And that's what I'd got to doing. I wasn't using all the pins, and this one here would be open, so I'd just stick a sack of feed up in there, and I'd get it out with a scoop, go put it in all my other feeders. Like I said, I had chickens in here last, so there's chicken feeders and waterers and all that kind of stuff. If you do use these kind of type waterers, adult birds are okay, but small ones can get over in there and drown, because that's about how big they are. If you use it for little ones, put a bunch of rocks and stuff in there so they can get out. I mean, like all the way around. Don't have a spot without rocks. But it'll work pretty good. I think this is gonna work good. I may make a second one. Go ahead and make it and put it in too. I did not. I see online people put them in the ends, but I didn't want to do that because you can tell you couldn't put food in there. So 6 birds can eat at a time like that if they're not fighting or anything. And if you ain't got but 5 or 6 in there, you know what you need any more for. My thought is I could probably put 10 birds in there and they all could eat fine. If some get to knocking others around, you pull that bird out if it's a garden and throw him in another pen. But like this, I would probably put 12, 15 for one feeder. If I put any more than that, I would put another feeder in. But these will hold. If you're just growing them out, you can put 20 or 30 birds in each of them. That's a lot, I know, but I'm not talking about them spending their entire life in there. That's just, you know, for 8 weeks. Well, I guess it is their entire life, but I mean, if you're just doing it to slaughter them or to sell, you can put a few more in there. You can put 2 or 3 birds per square foot, and 2 by 4 is 8 square feet, so you could put 16 to 21 roughly in there. I think I put 20 or 25 at the very most in there. Not very often. Most of the time I was pulling them out, getting rid of them any which way. And I just watch my pens. If they look like they're getting too crowded, I'd pull them out. You know, if when they're this big, you can put 50 in there. And then once they get close to 8 weeks, you may not want more than 15, you know, so you got to use common sense with it. But anyways, that'll be long enough on this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll probably make a video whenever I get to Quail. I'm gonna call the guy here in a minute and see when he's gonna be available to go get some, and I'm gonna probably go get them this evening unless he's around earlier today. But y'all have a good one. See you on the next time. All right, this is roughly 24 hours after I got these quail with this homemade feed device. You see how much feed they've wasted. I don't really know how much that is. I'm gonna say a cup, 8 ounces, 10 ounces maybe. I put 4 quarts in there, so that's 8 cups. Trying it with that, it did pretty good. I like it because if you didn't have the wood in there, then it would only hold that much feed. Now I got these in and I'm fixing to try them. I'm going to take this feed, dump it out of there into here and put more feed in it, fill it up, and I'm gonna take a shovel or something and rake it around. It may rain tomorrow, I'm not real sure, so I may not be able to tell, but we're gonna see how it does. And well, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna put 2 scoops in there. I'm gonna take this, that's gonna be close to 2 quarts, I mean, and I'm gonna put 2 more quarts in it. But I'm gonna do that and I'll come back and have a comparison of this. All right, this is about 4 quarts in it. I just decided to put all new feed in it. I'm gonna take this feed and put it in a different pen. There's no more quail in here, they're all in this one pen, but I'm gonna do that so we can see, and I'm just gonna put it in there and we can roughly tell how much it is. If it doesn't do real good with the comparison, I'm gonna kick some bark and stuff over here so maybe we can tell. But just a little scientific experiment. I do like these things. I think it would be well worth the money if you get Quail to buy them, just by the ease of use and how the feed and all does. Now, if they waste just as much, I'll let you know, and maybe it's better just to put some wood in it. But Oh yeah, these holes take 1 3/4 for the ones that I got, and you can just stick it in there. I don't think they'll waste a whole lot because they're gonna have a hard time getting their head in there, and they'll have a hard time getting their, you know, not get their head in, but to rake it around and all. So I think they'll waste less, but I'll let you know. We'll have an update. I'll tell you one other thing I like about using these little shoe boxes is, yes, they're on the wire, but they can also get up on top of that shoe box if they want. And that's why I put a little piece of wood in there. If their feet get to hurting or something, they do have a way to get off of it. And I left the pipe in there for a perch. I don't really think they perch. Quail are a squatting bird, but I had chickens and they would get up on it. But that was the old waterer too. So there's multiple good reasons to have this. So if 1 or 2 quails start getting up on there, I'm sure they'll get on there and do. But I think they'll eat good out of it. I'll bring you back tomorrow or the next day. Oh yeah, as you can see now, I threw some leaves and bark and stuff on it so we can see how much they waste. I just had this little quail stick its head up in there and get a little feed, so I don't think they'll have a problem using it. But anyways, again, for the 15th time, I'll bring you back tomorrow or if something else happens, but I'm finna go inside. It's getting dark out here. This is about 24 hours later with the feeder plug things put in. They are well worth the money if you got quail. They're not wasting hardly any feed or anything. You can see it down there. That's the least amount of feed I've ever seen wasted by quail. If those things right there cost you $5 a piece and you're gonna keep quail 24/7 365, it's well worth the money. Yeah, they'll save you that much in feed because of, or so far. Now this is one day, you know, I'm just now got it testing it, but they're well worth the money. Look here, it got a little kitten. Will it let me pet it? It let me pet it. And then it run off. Just barn cats. I got 1 egg in there so far today. I gotta work on my waters. That back one over there looks like it's filling up pretty good, leaking. I mean, I've still got plenty of water in here. It may not be leaking. It may be just the quail doing it, but I'll definitely be putting those in all of my new boxes. This works pretty good, but from what I can tell, you probably got 10 times as much waste just drill holes in the box as you do using that. So I highly recommend using it. Anyway, we'll see you on the next video.